for
have more
us to speak.
Trustees.
Right.
I think we've got a complete lack of professionalism.
Well, here's one. You need paper.
Since they can override-
Or you got one, I guess. I got a piece of paper here. I just wanted to have a piece of paper.
They printed the I looked the no ad on there, but they didn't. That's
Oh.
what they were, but you put an ad in there for the township, and then the guy guarantees our safety, but we don't send somebody to the hospital to get on a pink slip. You know what a pink slip is? Right now, I believe it's unconstitutional. A law can sign, a law can initiate a pink slip by claiming that you're in federal harm to yourself or someone else. And there are thousands of single hearings, and they deliver.
You would shake my hand. I'm gonna shake it. You see, Bob.
Deliver him for a psych evaluation, but no more hearing, nothing. I'm against unconstitutionality. These people have never responded. Dale's had every opportunity to respond.
It's the speaking. Each is reviewed. I don't think, ma'am, do you speak?
If you want to speak, you need to put your name
No,
on
I'd
this.
be better off shut up. I appreciate that. I will sign it over in attendance. This board.
Oh, no. Here's a request for information from me.
Oh, gotcha.
Did everybody sign in? There's not a pen up there? No.
Here, sorry, I signed.
Okay, call the meeting to order.
Sim,
Here.
Mears,
Yes,
Price,
Yes.
Bankton, I'm present.
Okay.
I make a motion that we go into executive session.
A second.
We
I'm
need to
sorry, I
put a
couldn't hear that.
reason-
Could you speak up?
We need to put a reason on there.
I made a motion to go into executive session to discuss the police chief's applications.
Review of police
Yes.
chief. Is there a second?
Second.
Mears,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Sim,
Yes. Okay. That's that. We have to ask everybody to excuse themselves. We're in executive session.
In the past, executive session, you can held me back.
No, well, we're gonna lay out everything on the table here, and that's the way we're gonna do it
Have
today.
one meeting.
So.
Why
we'll
was
have
it
to ask
listed
you-
as a
Ah,
public meeting?
It's a special.
We didn't-
Special meeting
Special meeting. This is-
Where can we congregate? Can we go out here or do we have to go outside?
outside.
Okay, thank you.
And who will notify us when this meeting's over?
Yeah.
So we can speak.
Yeah,
There's not gonna be no speaking. Are you suggesting breaking the law?
this is an open meeting.
No.
This.
So
is a
you're
special
suggesting
meeting.
breaking the law? I'm glad we got that on tape. Mr. Freshour, Mr. Moore was suggesting breaking the law, huh?
No,
Okay.
we're suggesting an open meeting.
Yep.
And it
And we've,
was,
and I suggest this to you, we've consulted with the prosecutor, and we're doing it legally. So please excuse yourselves.
One, okay.
You want to call him up while we wait?
No, I don't need to do that. No, please excuse yourselves. Or I'm gonna ask for you to be excused.
Go ahead and ask.
So you're refusing to excuse yourself? That's what
No,
you're saying?
We want to know why we can't publicly speak.
Because it's a special meeting, and that's not the way it works.
No.
To do that, and she said yes.
Special meeting is an open meeting.
You're an attorney, huh?
I read the,
This is for.
Is this being
It's,
recorded?
yes, it is. It's for the review of the police applications
I'm
and
aware of
resumes.
121.22 ORC.
Okay, somebody just call the
I'm aware of
sheriff's
that.
office. And if they don't want to leave, we'll have them.
Go
Go ask
ahead,
them.
call the prosecutor and see what he
No, I'm
says.
not calling the prosecutor. I've already done that. Been there, done that. So so you're refusing to leave.
More games,
You're refusing to leave.
more games.
Okay.
Email Rhonda and ask
Ron's already
Rhonda
called?
if this was open,
Okay.
and then we can
It is a
speak.
public meeting. All
We have to open
meetings
it
are
public. We did.
Right.
I cannot
Yeah, we're
say
having trouble
when they will go
putting it
into
in.
executive session or if they will go into
Okay,
executive
in the
session.
past,
I
when you
can't
all
find
went
out.
into executive session, you walked back
Not
there.
always, though.
Always. We
They have
have,
50
but
plus
not this time. We're not.
days to.
At the end of a public meeting, we've requested to speak. And you're saying that is against the law?
Yes,
Is that what you're
that's
saying?
against the law, absolutely.
Let's hear it from the prosecutor.
No,
You
they're
call
calling
him.
the
I'm not gonna call him. I've
sheriff.
already
They're
done it.
calling the sheriff to come out
Oh.
here and arrest us.
Okay.
You're gonna, we're asking you to leave.
We'll wait for the sheriff to come.
Okay, you do that. Okay. Did you get a hold of somewhere?
I did.
Okay. Okay.
Will you call Brookville Star, please? And have Marilyn come out?
See, we weren't responsible for calling this an open meeting. This is a special meeting. It's
Yeah.
for review of employment.
You're wrong. Any
not wrong.
special meeting is an open meeting until it goes to executive session.
It's
Then
in
it goes to
executive session.
Executive session.
We're in
We're in
executive
executive
session
session.
right
We
now.
voted on it. We're in there.
Every time in the past, and I've been here for probably 4 or 5 different executive sessions, the audience has been, stayed here, you go into your own executive session.
Well, this time we've got a whole lot of stuff we gotta lay out, and this is the only comfortable place. We can't go back there where there's no desk, no office. We
I
gotta
have
do it
no
right
idea
here.
about that.
Well,
Hi, could I speak to Marilyn, please? Yeah, this is Pat Warble. I'm at a Perry Township special meeting right now, and they've called the sheriff to come and have the public removed. Would you please have her call me back as soon as possible?
How's it look at?
902-5969. They said that they are going into executive session and we all have to leave, but it is a public meeting. Yes.
Jim, you got contact with Tim? You got contact with Tim?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just verbal, but who knows? All right. Excellent. Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
WHIO TV called.
I found 2 places. Tap the one you want to call. Calling WIO TV Channel 7 News.
I think Miss is coughing.
I was gonna go to my office, go to the.
Oh,
Okay.
If you want to see this open meetings, say it.
Yes.
Somebody else come in.
Okay,
Somebody else.
okay, thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Wrong door. I was gonna come in here for a meeting they have.
Well, we're in executive session
Oh, this wrong.
and we've asked everyone to please leave.
Oh, I understand. I just wanted to know, I didn't know what door to come into.
Well, this would be the right door, but at this point, we've asked
We're all
everyone to
here
please
for the
leave.
meeting.
And
He's asked the sheriff to come and throw us out.
Well, because they refused to leave.
It's a public meeting, but they've asked us to leave.
no, we're in executive session, sir.
I understand.
Yeah, yeah, so
But I mean, I don't wanna wait. What room do I wait in?
there's not
Is there a
really a
place in
waiting.
here to wait? I have to wait outside.
No, you don't.
Are you Ron Price?
I am.
Aye.
I was gonna let you know. I was asked to come down here.
Oh, Ray, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
hear it.
This is Please.
Okay, well,
So I'll be out in the truck if you guys need me.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks. Kinda have to agree with you guys. When they select the meeting, when they go into selection, you have to leave somewhere. I don't want you to get in trouble.
No, we're willing to get trouble. It was advertised as a public meeting.
Well, I understand, but when the corporation, what they have a meeting. private meeting-
We know the law, thank you, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, I hate to see you get arrested.
We're willing.
there gonna be a public session afterwards?
No, sir.
I guess the question would be, you could permit public input at this meeting, is that correct? If you wish to?
Or an executive session. We're in executive session.
We are?
Yep.
When the sheriff comes, will he be able to tell us what violation we're committing here?
Yeah, sure have to ask him that.
They're not gonna talk.
Okay, now he can answer the question for you. Ask him that question.
A public meeting was called.
A special meeting.
Special public meeting was called.
This is a public.
We moved to go into executive session. We voted, we voted to go into executive session. We asked these folks to leave and they refused.
Every time in the past, when they've gone to an executive session, the public sits here, they go in the back.
This is.
That
the
has
public.
nothing to
It's
do
not
with
correct.
anything. We can have an executive session any
And-
place in this building, and that's what
you
we're
will not let
doing.
us talk after the executive session.
Our meeting was for the review of police chief applications and resumes.
Okay.
And that's, we're required by law to stick to that topic only.
I guess I would ask what chapter and verse you're quoting from here, what regulation? Any idea?
The executive session is through the Sunshine Law.
And so,
So I guess we're asking you to remove these folks. That's what we're,
And I would ask that the Open Meetings Act, the Ohio Open Meetings Act of ORC 121.22 be read and adhered to.
I've got it right here.
This is the Sunshine Law that we are, the certain qualifications that we're allowed to go into executive session.
Let us verse ourselves a little bit here. This is a little bit out of our,
a little bit new maybe or
a little
something.
bit out of our normal.
I think it might be section 509 or something of the Ohio Revised Code.
Through the Ohio Township.
This is one more time that we're not able to do our job because of dissension.
Line for 41-251, sir.
I would ask that the deputies please state for the record your name.
We won't.
You won't?
No.
Okay.
generally, when you call an executive session, do you do that in here, or
Yes.
do you guys go to a different?
Sometimes we go.
We have went in another room, but we've got a lot of paperwork we need to lay out, and sometimes when we have to do that, we lay out the
Use the
paperwork.
larger room?
Yes, we need the larger room today.
And there's no, after the executive session is completed, there's no open meeting following?
The only thing that can be discussed in a special meeting is what we advertise to be discussed. And it is on the door, it's the review of the police chief, applicants, and resumes.
But we will go back into a public meeting.
That's not what you just said, Joe. You said you were not going back. There was no public meeting afterwards.
It's not
You made
open
that
for
very
discussion.
clear.
It's not open for discussion.
But you just got done saying the only thing that can be discussed.
Any open meeting is open for discussion.
We will go back
Any
into the
for
open
discussion.
meeting and close the meeting. That's all we do.
You don't
There's
allow
no
citizens to
public.
talk.
There's no public participation.
That's incorrect.
Okay, you know the law, so I'm glad you know
An
that.
open meeting, in an open meeting, that's incorrect.
Okay. But this is not an open meeting. We're in executive session, sir.
Well, we're not saying that.
We're just talking about when
But
you go
I am
back,
saying that.
when
We're
you go
talking
back
about
and
when
open the
you
meeting
come
up.
back to an open meeting,
Okay.
it's an open meeting. Simple as that.
I may have something here.
We can ask them to.
I thought you called the prosecutor.
Did, and I'm looking it up right here on my phone to
What
see
did he
what I.
say? What did the prosecutor
He's
say?
gonna tell you.
He said we can go into executive session and ask you folks to leave. That's what he said.
And what about afterward, the open session? We have comments we want to make about this position.
And he said you absolutely were allowed to do that.
That's incorrect.
Okay, well, you know more than the prosecutor. I'm glad
I
you're.
read the law. Simple as that.
When we make a decision after today, what valid comments can you make? It's gonna be a decision made today.
I thought you were taking applications.
I mean, you wanna
were
complain,
reading
that's fine. I don't
applications. You
care
weren't
what they
hiring
want
anyone
here.
today. You were
What?
not hiring anyone today. You were reading applications.
That's correct.
That's right.
Okay.
And we're gonna make some decisions. We do that in
Well, we
executive
can't
session.
make a decision in executive
Well,
session.
no, we're making a decision.
We look at the applicants.
Right, we're gonna make a decision about eliminating some.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's part of the hiring process.
That's why we're here, right?
Okay.
So where's the law?
They want to know the law where it says.
I think it's like 509, the Ohio Revised Code, and I'm,
11:31.
Bear with us.
You're fine, take your time. We understand it's an odd position for us as well.
I believe the law states, if you read the law, and I can't tell you the law number, but I believe it states that if we ask them to leave and they refuse, we can have them arrested. I believe that is what, and I believe if there has to be a sheriff off or deputy called in, I believe they have to be arrested.
Let's see what the law is.
Well, I'm looking, and I haven't found one.
One here wants
Okay, I
to get
got it right
arrested. We
here.
just
I got it
don't have
right
a
here.
say.
Is that the law
Something?
number?
It doesn't have the number on
Okay.
it.
We are
but it
concerned
says-
citizens.
Okay, that's
It
fine.
says an
Concerned
executive
citizens for our
session.
township,
It
and you're gonna have us
says,
arrested.
I don't want
rather
your
than letting
opinion,
us
I'm gonna read
state
this
our
to you.
concerns.
an executive session is a conference between members of a public body from which the public is excluded.
It's fine.
Okay, so we were asked you to leave and excluding you. That's what we were asking you to do.
You got chapter and verse there for the law? That's what we need, not just your opinion.
This
For
is
somebody
the-
else's opinion.
This is the Open Meetings Act.
Okay, let's
And-
call Nathaniel.
This is RC 121.22G.
And what else does it say about after the meeting? After a
About
public
what?
meeting for open discussion, what does it say?
The door is a combination.
It's very simple. When this executive session is over, we'll go back into the open meeting and immediately call for adjournment.
And you
And
will
it
not-
will be voted
You'll
on.
not allow any public discussion.
That,
No.
And that part there is what.
We have a
objected to.
regular meeting once a month. That's when we address what the
I'm sorry,
public has
I
to
just gotta
say.
walk out the.
So-
Excuse myself just in the hallway here a second.
Germantown 211, German 210.
open meeting is an open meeting, whether it's
This
a
isn't an
special
open
meeting
meeting.
or a regular meeting.
Rhonda, was this put on the door as an open meeting or a special meeting, or what was it?
Special meeting.
Any
Special
special
meeting. See,
meeting
that's-
is an
That's not an
open
open
meeting.
meeting.
Any special meeting is an open meeting. As simple as that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But then,
Okay.
But we went
then they
into
went into
executive
executive
session.
session.
Right, and I'm fine, as long as we can come back in and speak our 5 minutes.
Yes.
When you reopen, that's all we're objecting to, is when you reopen, we want to be able to speak.
That's all we're asking for.
And a time when you're reopening. Not that it's 6 hours.
And that's
we just-
something the trustees could grant regardless.
And if you come back into an open meeting and we're not here, you must, I would think you must give 24 hours notice that you're having an open meeting, a special meeting. You're opening the special meeting again. You closed and then opened.
When did we close? I'm sorry. When did we close?
What, he's talking about when you go into an executive.
Executive session is a closed meeting.
And then go on after that, what are you
And
saying?
when you come back in, you reopen it.
You reopen the meeting. You reopen and
So if
go
you
back
know
open.
these
into
answers,
regular
why are you
session.
sitting here? You can't get anything done while you're sitting here, why are you sitting
The
here?
only reason we're sitting here is to get permission to speak after you come back from executive session and put it in an open meeting. We have concerns about the interim police chief and the position that's being filled permanently. That's our concern. You could grant that permission. Trustees could grant that permission.
But when a special meeting is called for a specific person, particular reason, like review of the resumes, you cannot speak about anything else. It
Right.
has to be about.
That's what we're speaking about.
The subject of the special meeting.
That's what we
We
want to speak
understand
about.
that.
So hiring a new, or hiring a chief,
County 210, 241.
We're just reviewing
We're
their
reviewing
resumes.
applicants. So if you've got something to say about applicants, you have to know what the applications are, and you don't.
Employment.
Employment. We want to speak about the position of chief of police.
Oh, it's not on that door, don't they?
Ms. Mears set precedent the last, I believe it was in December, that anyone who wanted to speak needed to sign in, and there would be a
That was at
45 minutes
That was
of
at a
speaking
regular meeting,
time.
not a special meeting, so no.
Special meetings are no different. Special meetings are open
Okay,
meetings.
whatever.
See what this says on here. If you don't have an application for the police chief job, how are you gonna be participating in this meeting?
I have specific information that's pertinent to the hiring of a police chief.
And that's privy only to you,
no?
No, it's public information, and it's stuff I hope you guys looked at. That's the question.
but you get a lot of public information from places like the Grapevine.
This came from Enid Police Department.
Yeah, I'm familiar with what you're talking
You're
about.
familiar with the grapevine also, right? Because you just told us how, the stuff you heard about Bonnie at the grocery store last week, remember?
It's your Grapevine.
What's that?
I've never repeated any of that.
No, you said at a public meeting that you have unsavory, you've heard
That's
unsavory
correct.
things about Bonnie at the grocery store
That's correct,
from a public official.
from a public official. It's just part of your grapevine.
My grapevine.
Yeah, you and Brad have a grapevine. I'm sure it's probably the same one.
No, we don't. I've got,
On,
written, documented public information that I've given to you and the trustees, previous meetings, and what I want to present to you again at this meeting.
Okay, I believe it's 29/17/12 is the ORC.
and that's saying that we have to leave during an executive
It
session?
says you cannot disrupt the public meeting, which is what you're doing. So.
Thing of it is, it's public.
Yep, you're still up for that.
Washington, 210.
Washington, you said?
Down at P7 with a walk-up, called a peace officer. You guys hold it.
What was your last topic? Probably peace officer.
11. Is that P7 with a walk-up only?
Copy, okay.
The question is, are they allowed to communicate whatever you want to call it, special, whatever? Okay, so we're not allowed to say that. What's the statement?
Where does the state? Well, and certainly if it's some verbal, we can get the layout.
I understand that, but you want me to enforce something that I'm not.
Well, she got, yeah, she got another, I understand, you got another, the law code.
Hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
Okay, we're under executive session.
Okay,
So-
I'll go on back.
Well, okay, I mean.
County, 210, 241, second.
I don't know.
Deals Same thing, I was not in today, it's a holiday.
9273 Captiva Bay, 9273 Captiva Bay, Every Boy Queen, 5931, HDQ, 5931.
So you folks adjourned for executive session, so it has to start as an open meeting and has to end as an open meeting from what it says here.
Correct, that's correct.
So as am I right by, you folks just want to know when the open meeting will start up after your executive session? Is that your?
And we want our 5 minutes to speak.
You can't regulate that.
Well, you can give us permission. The trustees can grant us permission to speak after the meeting.
That's correct.
It was your rule in the first place,
And
so we all got
can
5
do that.
minutes.
We can do that.
That's
And
what
we were
we're
granted permission. We were granted permission at the last meeting.
You can't
This
just,
is
you
a
can't just give
special
and take
meeting. What are
away.
you missing here? This
You
is a
can't
special
just
meeting.
give and take away.
If this is a special meeting.
Simple as that.
And you're saying we can't speak at a special meeting, then tell us what the chapter and verse is.
I didn't say that you couldn't.
Who did?
You said we could grant you permission.
Dale said.
And we were granted permission
Dale said we
at
could.
the
We
last
are in
meeting.
executive, what is there, what's so hard to understand? We're in executive session.
We understand
We've
that.
got paperwork that's gonna cover this
We
table.
understand that, Ron,
So why don't you leave and let us get our job done?
because we want to come back.
Because
and
you
be able
wanna
to speak.
hinder everything that's beneficial to this community.
Not all.
We want to have a say about our own community. We have concerns.
And you
are,
haven't? You haven't had a say? When
What?
did we ever shut you off?
every chance you get, you try to shut us off. Every
Okay.
chance. That's why we are here. That's why we are concerned.
And I am glad that you are here. I am absolutely enthralled by the idea that we have participation from the public. That's what this is all about.
Exactly.
But this falls under a
But you're not
different
letting us
category.
participate.
We want to participate after your executive session.
We just want to speak.
We have-
What harm is that going to do? What harm is that going to do?
I don't know where it's at.
Then why not allow it?
Because I can't speak for everyone.
Can you,
You can make a
can you-
motion.
In executive session, we will talk about that. I don't know how to make it any clearer than that.
How will we know if that's permitted or not then?
When we go into open session.
And then you'll let us know whether we can speak.
you'll let us know when
Correct.
you go back into open session?
Well, pardon me?
You'll let us know when you go back into open session?
That's usually the way we do it,
And
yeah.
how will you contact us if we're out of the building?
Are you gonna be in your car out there? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll wait in the car, if that's what it takes.
That's a really good idea.
The first thing I need.
But Ron, this is not what we heard before. You've changed your mind.
And how's that?
Because before it was like, no, we're not going to let you know. You can't come back in.
Right, and you called the
I didn't
sheriff's
say
department to
that.
have us removed.
We have an executive session and we're gonna do it in this room and we can't have you here. What is it? Hard to
You
understand.
called the sheriff's department on us.
We had to.
No,
You
you
won't
didn't have
leave.
to, you chose to. That's clear difference. You didn't
You
have to.
chose to keep us from having an executive session.
No, we did not. You can have
What
an
is,
executive.
why aren't we having it?
Sir, you could have an executive session in any room in this building. You're choosing, it is your choice
You
to
know-
have it here. It is your choice to call the sheriff's department. It is your choice to not let us have a say. None of those are Ohio Revised Codes. There is no reason why you couldn't find space. If someone offered you $1 million right now to say, if I paid you $1 million, could you lay everything out in another room? And your answer would probably be yes, so it's not an issue.
Are you offering me $1 million?
If I did, would you?
No,
You wouldn't.
no. We don't have room. Don't you understand? I mean, your
couldn't-
hypothetical crap.
How
is
many
nothing but
applications
crap.
do you have?
We
Pardon
were
me?
just asking for your consideration.
No, you weren't.
No,
No, you
no,
weren't.
no, no,
Yes,
no.
you-
It was
yes, you
not
were.
No,
consideration.
we had this is.
How many applications
This is
are there?
what I'm saying. This
How-
is what I'm saying. We have over 50 applications. That's the only thing we were wanting to lay them all out.
You need to lay out all 50 at the same time.
we've got 3 people that have reviewed these, and we're gonna go back and we're gonna review these again, and we're gonna eliminate some, and we're gonna put one in one pile and one in another, and we're gonna do it on this table because
why?
this is where we got room to do it. Where would you suggest we do it? In the hallway? You've been in the hallway many times. Where would you suggest that we put all this
There's
paperwork?
a lot of offices back there. I've
A
done a lot
lot
of
of
paperwork in my life,
offices? There are 2 offices, police department and the lobby.
and none of which fit 3 people.
No, no, absolutely not. Not with the amount of paperwork that we have.
It's not a lot.
We're not out,
It's
we're
not
not
a lot.
going out on a limb here. We're telling you the truth about what we need for the capacity to handle the amount of paperwork that we got. What's the problem?
Bottom line, we're asking to be heard at the end of the executive session.
We told you.
And
to
that's
make that
not what the
decision.
law allows. Sir, we got another person in here now.
Ms. Spears, Ms.
Are, do you understand we're under executive session?
Public is excluded.
Okay.
And I'm with WHI.
Okay, so we've asked everyone to please leave, and that would include you. Okay,
So.
okay. I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that, so.
Without reviewing applicants.
We don't, we understand that we can't be in the executive session.
Yes.
Our complaint is that we have no time to speak after the executive session.
Okay.
That's our complaint.
And that
And they're
precedent,
going to pick a person today and move
I'll
forward?
have I have a
Or
suggestion.
are they gonna pick a person to present to the people who live in this
We
community?
don't know.
That's the question you have to ask
Are you
them.
picking a person and moving forward with that applicant?
We don't even have to tell that, by the prosecutors told us we do not have to tell that. We are able to review them and move forward from there. We do not
It
have
says in
to.
here they can't make a decision.
No, we can't make a decision.
So they are then asking, at what point will they get to say how they feel about your applicant? At what point will they have a say? That's what you want, right?
Correct.
Okay, so when will they get to do that? If not today, then when? Which is all they're
I
asking.
can't say that, I don't know. I mean, we will have to look at the resumes and then.
That's not what they're asking. They're asking.
And I
us-
can't give you a date because I don't know that.
So what's your plan once you pick a
To look
candidate?
at- to-
Okay, so once you pick one, what's your next step?
No, to interview.
To interview them. then.
We had
Okay.
50
If we
applications.
like
so
them,
we'll
we'll interview them. If we don't like them, we'll say, okay, we don't like that applicant.
And then after you interview them, then what's the next step?
And then we offer them the position.
If
And the
we
public, so
decide.
basically the public has no say.
No,
Okay, here's your answer.
I'm requesting that you go out of executive session.
No,
Will you let him talk?
I'm
no,
asking a question.
we're in executive session. No, you're not allowed to put input in this, no.
I'm asking you to go out of
Hey, you're breaking,
executive session
you're saying it's okay to break the law.
and go into regular meeting,
Okay.
give us permission, vote on it. Somebody make a motion to vote to let us have our say today while everybody took off work.
That would be breaking the law. That would be breaking the law,
By you.
according to what the prosecutors told us. We have to go on the advice of the prosecutor, and that is what we are doing.
Does the prosecutor say you can't come out of executive session to make a motion to let us speak at this?
We cannot come out of executive session and discuss anything that was not,
Not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to come
Well, you
out
are.
of executive session, make a motion to let us speak at this meeting.
can't do it,
Ron,
cannot do it.
Missy, you two, I believe, are voices of reason. Do you have no influence over this?
We're trying to follow the law.
That would be a good
as
time to
provided
choose which side of
for
history you
us.
want to be on, for the two of you, especially given
We're
it's an
trying to
election
follow
year.
the law as provided to us
I
by
believe
the
you care about the
prosecutor.
citizens. I believe you care about the citizens. I do
I
not
don't,
believe you do.
No, you don't think so, I guess. Well,
I
I'm
just don't.
sorry you think that way.
Yeah, my intention was to come through. and
Can
go
you guys
through.
invite someone into your executive session?
It's possible.
Why don't you invite Brad?
We don't want to.
We
grab
have,
it.
we have
You don't
pertinent
want to?
information that.
There's privacy things that are concerned in these resumes. You know, I might know where one of these individuals live. I'm not saying I do, but I might. You know, it's a violation of law if I tell you where they live. That's a violation of law. So if I show you these resumes,
What's the ROC, or the ORC code there?
Can we just?
I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I don't know every ROC. But Our prosecutor, we have a legal advisor, it's called a prosecutor's office, and they give us this advice. We check with them prior to some of this stuff.
As soon as we would
My goodness.
offer an invitation to one individual to set in on executive session, we would get flack from 30,000 people about being prejudiced and biased for having one person here and not the whole public.
Again.
Well, I'm
That's the
asking-
purpose of an
Again,
executive
we're
session.
asking for after.
It is to
executive
eliminate public input on things that concern this township.
Public input, when can we as the public put input into the hiring of the police chief?
You can't always, on every situation, you can't. You've gave public input at our regular meeting, you put some public input in
We could
there.
have public input at this meeting if you would give permission, come out of executive session, make a motion.
Do you know what's advertised on the door? This meeting was for the review of the resumes, and that is all we are allowed to discuss at this
And it was
meeting.
never advertised as.
You know, we had some people, one other meeting, tried to say we were discussing something otherwise once, and we are not allowed to do that. We are not allowed to discuss anything that we do not, and that's on the advice of the prosecutor. I don't make the laws, I don't, you know, he's an
We're in
attorney.
executive session, can we clear the room so that we can get started on what the work is for the community?
We believe that you guys will have to leave
Okay.
for the executive session. I think we're all in agreement on that.
We'll leave.
I think your issue was having a say
Did we agree
afterwards.
that they'll be contacted before you guys
Yes.
close the meeting?
And they were
How
all.
will
And all it's gonna be is, okay, we're in regular session, we move to close the meeting, that's all it'll be, but yeah, they can come back in, see that done, absolutely. I mean, you're welcome to
We're
stay
not
if you
picking
want.
a side here, honestly.
I mean, I'm just saying,
We've never done this, which is why we had to research it ourselves.
I don't want this thing to get,
The question is,
No,
Dale, will you
absolutely.
give anybody permission to speak when you come back from executive session?
no,
Yes, sir.
will not, no.
That's all I need.
And that's the decision all three of you have made?
We're gonna discuss it.
All three of you made that decision? No.
Well, I hope so, because if not, we're violating the law, or
No
we're
public
violating the law.
comment, no public comment after executive session, open session for public comment. Is that what you're saying?
No,
It-
we're not,
All three of
And
you.
you three are
yes,
in
no.
agreement on that?
This was never an open meeting. It was never, ever
It's a public
advertised as
meeting.
that. It was never.
It's a
a
public meeting.
Who said that? Where was that ever said? When was that ever said this was a public meeting? Where, I'd like to know where that come from. We didn't say, we said at our meeting the other night, okay, we're gonna have a special meeting to review
Yes,
police
thanks for being
But
applications.
it has to open as a.
It has to open as public.
We've never done anything like this. We've never been involved in this, okay?
I mean,
Bye, guys.
Sorry.
It's okay, it's just new to me, I've never done this before.
That's okay. Bring your gun next time.
I'm gonna turn the recorder off. Is that for executive session now?
Right.